Coming up on OC News, California's mask mandate has been extended. Plus, find out how people have been affected without COVID supplemental pay. And love avocados from Mexico? Well, you might not be able to buy some at your local store.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on the scene. There's been a lot of collaborative efforts over the years.
Blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Welcome to OC News. I'm Dulce Flores.
And I'm Alex Mora. OC News is brought to you by the Broadcast Journalism of Cal State Fullerton.
The Sunshine State had a little bit of twist this week. Temperatures that were expected to break an all-time high ended up pouring. Southern California has been affected by drastic changes in weather after a long streak of hot days. SoCal was taken by surprise when the skies were taken over by heavy rain and lightning. Temperatures dropped below 60 degrees after being over 80 degrees that past couple weeks. Authorities have not received any reports of major damage from the storm, and it is expected to continue throughout the week.
2 years after she was reported missing, this now 6-year-old girl was found living under her home stairs after being held captivated for 2 years. A young girl, Paisley Joanne Schultz, went missing near New York 2 years ago, was recently found under a staircase, allegedly abducted by her parents. Despite multiple attempts at finding the child at the property, authorities were unable to find her until now. After 2.5 years of having limited access to the house during the investigation, they finally received a warrant and were able to find her. Paisley appears to have been kept in a basement, but is in good health and was been returned to her legal guardian. Officers are currently unaware of living conditions Paisley faced during her 2 years missing and currently have an ongoing open.
Many students have believed that the mask mandate was coming to an end here at Cal State Fullerton. However, it seems that there has been a change of plans. The dean has now extended the indoor mask mandate. We go to our correspondent, Julian Serrano, for more information.
Despite the statewide indoor mask mandate ending today, Cal State Fullerton will still require face masks to be worn indoors. The question now is for how long? Although the indoor mask mandate across the state has lifted, as of today, Orange County is still experiencing high levels of COVID cases. Cal State Fullerton administration initially set the campus-wide mask mandate to expire on February 28th. Yet, after extensive research with local and statewide health officials, Fullerton has now extended its mask mandate until March 31st.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to take the most up-to-date information, given the best information that we have available to us and what's in the best interests of the students and the faculty to keep everybody on track to graduation, to not have to go back to a situation where we're all virtual.
For some students, the extension of the face mask coverings brings a sense of comfort.
I feel really comforted about it, especially because of the fact that I work in a library, so it's like tons of people coming in, even people that aren't necessarily students. So I feel like with the mask mandate, it's really like ensuring those that do work here, like, hey, we do care about you guys. We do want you guys to be safe. We do want, people to be protected.
It's not as much of a concern to me as most students here. I have my vaccines and my booster and the like. I'm not worried about my own personal health. It's more about the personal health of other people. If they're worried about the masks, I'm going to defer to them. But if other people aren't worried about the masks, I don't mind not doing masks anymore,
Regardless of the statewide mask mandate, Cal State Fullerton will continue to implement masks indoors for the foreseen future. I'm Julian Serrano for OC News. Back to you in the studio.
Governor Newsom has reinstated the COVID-19 supplemental sick pay back in California, but it could be a little too late. More on the story is Alexis Rubik.
At many businesses across the state, customer service workers have continued to work through the pandemic. Up until September 30, 2021, California had a COVID-19 supplemental paid sick leave law in place, which helped people who caught COVID stay at home without being hit financially. Although Governor Newsom reinstated the bill now, many caught the virus before the bill was brought back, resulting in them to miss out on the benefits.
Actually, yeah, I did have some pretty significant financial issues because I found out while I was doing research about COVID that the work pay for minimum wage workers had ended in September. So I wasn't going to be covered for sick pay at all. Only thing I was getting covered for was the sick pay that I have accrued with the company, which was not even close to what I was going to be working. It was probably about 40% of the time that I would have been working.
I've never tested positive for it, but I did have a COVID scare because one of my housemates had it. I was actually only out of work for like maybe 1 or 2 days, but I had to get one of my shifts covered. It sucked because it was like a closing shift, and that's like a pretty long shift, so those always it's a lot of money.
Many workers like Megan believe in the benefits of the return of the COVID-19 sick pay.
Yes, and I don't even know anything about that, but even with COVID scares, you never know when you're gonna have to maybe take off work or help cover people, or if you live with people who can't work because they have COVID or had a scare.
Though it's only until September 30, 2022, many hope the reintroduction of the COVID-19 sick pay will help workers feel comfortable putting their health first and keeping others safe to help minimize the spread. With OC News, I'm Alexis Rubik reporting from Orange, California.
After the break, a potential disruptions for students who use the bus for their transportation.
And a sports update on our home team CSUF Titan basketball and softball highlights coming up. Have you noticed the prices going up? The cost of food and gas is at an all-time high. CNN Vanessa Verchi has the story.
Across America, families are spending $276 more per month on average because of inflation, according to Moody's Analytics. But here in Tampa, Florida, they're feeling the squeeze even more.
Does that number sound about right to you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in that ballpark is pretty accurate.
Do you estimate that you might spend even more some months?
Yeah.
Gina Tullio and her family of 4 live just outside Tampa, the metro area with the highest rate of inflation in the country, soaring to 9.6% in the last year.
It doesn't seem to be slowing down. That's where the real concern is.
She's feeling it with daycare.
It went up by like $30 a week.
At the grocery store.
My eggs are $1 more. And then I looked at the milk and I was like, that's $1.50 more for the same gallon.
And at the pump.
I'm like, oh my God, $4. I paid $4.09 today for gas. So.
Is that the highest you've paid?
Yeah.
But the biggest pain is at the Rita's Italian Ice franchise she just opened.
Have you been to Rita's before? Really? Oh, well, you're in for a treat.
She's getting ready for her supply costs to go up on everything from paper goods to sugar.
This price is going to go up by 20%.
She says she doesn't want to raise prices, but in order to do that, she's cut her entire salary.
It's got to come from somewhere. And so it's a really tough position to be in as a business owner. So I'll take it from me.
Millennials like Tullio and Latinos have seen the steepest rise in living costs, and the growing Latino population here in Tampa is outpacing the national average. In December, Catherine Baez says her rent went up by $400. What did you think? I asked her.
¿Y qué pensaste? Yo no puedo pagar eso.
I can't pay it. I can't, she said. So she moved and is now picking up odd jobs just to keep up with rising costs. Her one-woman beauty services business isn't covering the bills.
He tenido que limpiar casas.
I've had to clean homes, offices. It's not very comfortable, but it has to be done, she said. Trying to keep up for her and her son has been hard, she says. I ask her how it's been emotionally.
¿Cómo te sientes emocionalmente sobre eso?
Entra
There is uncertainty because when the date for paying these bills arrives and you don't have the full amount, you feel anguished. As a sole provider, as a single mother, it is difficult, she said.
The Orange County Transportation Authority and unions officials have reached a tentative agreement on a new contract, averting a strike that could affect bus riders. Reporter David Dominguez has more on the story.
On Tuesday morning, Orange County buses arrived at their stops along their daily routes. And what seems like an ordinary occasion almost wasn't the case today. The bus drivers union and the OCTA had not reached a deal by the Monday deadline, and OC bus drivers were prepared to go on strike. Fortunately, the two sides agreed to a tentative deal that avoided a strike, but much is still unresolved between the two sides, and the idea of a strike is still a possibility. Many people who rely on the buses, like part-time employee Justin D'Amico and college student Ryan Donald, are worried that a possible strike will interrupt their daily lives.
I've been taking the bus consistently for about 6 months now. I've been trying to save up to buy a car. The bus actually takes me to my job, and it's the only way I'm going to be able to afford the car. So if the bus drivers did end up going on strike, there would be no way for me to afford the car to get me around.
Taking the bus to school, that's my only method of transportation to get there. My family only owns one car, and that gets shared around. So I just hope the city and the bus drivers can come to an agreement just for the benefit of everybody like me who relies on taking the bus.
Teamsters Local 952, the union representing the bus drivers, said the current deal still needs to be voted on in the coming days. Many bus riders will wait anxiously for the results of the vote, but as for now, the buses continue to drive. I'm David Dominguez in Fullerton, reporting for OC News.
Now, here's Brandon Vicuna with the latest in Titan Sports.
What's up, Titans? If you missed any of last week's action in Titan Sports, I got you covered.
Able to hit the layup, and it's a 4-52. The Rainbow Wahine took it at the end of that game out in Hawaii. Winikapu down low, Lewis wide open, and that was all set up because Ashley Toms hit the deck. Everybody. Jovanovic begins her move, back out Vidmar. Tries a three and knocks it through. First three of the ball game for Gabby Vidmar.
Led by 3.
Serve the shot. Second opportunity, Atwell is short, and Winikapu does it herself. All alone, Gill takes the pass off glass for 2. Titans lead by 3.
Transition offense is going to be key here. Not necessarily that they want to get out and run, but when they do have that chance, they've got to convert.
And Imai just said, here you go, Jovanovic. Gill again in the fast break. Back-to-back points for Catherine.
Go to Hawaii to battle the Warriors on Saturday, February 12th. In the first half, the Titans would go up 10, but the Warriors responded with a big run of their own to close out the half, leading by 6. The second half would be all Warriors as they rolled to a 72-55. That's another toughie loss, but don't worry, they take on UCSB in Santa Barbara.
3-2 pitch from Chambers. Swing on and miss. And it's another victory for Cal State Fullerton.
Eastern Invitational. They opened the season against a tough Ole Miss team.
Munoz trying to backhand it. There's Neal with a toss to
6-5. But responded with a Titan-sized win.
That one is drilled to right field. Cheese is going to come around. Here comes Toto from second to home.
They go 2-1 over their next 3 with a 7-3 loss to
That one's hit up the middle. They're going to go ahead and send Guzman on. Here's the throw to the plate. It is not in time.
But don't worry, if you weren't able to catch these games, the Titans will travel to Phoenix, Arizona for the Purple Classic, hosted by GCU. First pitch is set for 2:30
p.m. That one is crushed. That one has a chance to go.
Don't worry, Titans. We'll be back next week to update you again on the latest sports news. Now back to Alex and Dulce.
Up next, you might have to replace the avocado toast for something new, as you might have trouble finding them at your local market.
And an update on Conchella's new COVID mandate change, along with an unexpected feud from 2 main headliners.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Have you ever wandered through campus on midday on a Tuesday? If so, then I'm sure you notice a different look at the Humanities Courtyard. Brandon Vicuna has the latest.
Farmers markets are a common sight in many cities. One sprang up here at Cal State Fullerton. The Associated Students Incorporated coordinates with small business in the community to put these on. Located in the Humanities Courtyard, the farmers market not only supports local businesses, but also gives students healthier options than the traditional fast food restaurants in the Titan Student Union.
And especially because with COVID going around and stuff, everyone just wants to stay healthy, so this is a really good option to just sodas and unhealthy energy drinks.
The farmers market is also a great way to meet people in the community.
I like to really support small businesses, and I think it's cool having interactions with these businesses and building connections with them, because then I get to come back every week and catch up with them.
Farmers markets do more than just offer a wide variety of food options. It also brings back some familiar faces to campus.
The other thing is cool is I'm an alumni here. So I went to school and graduated from Cal State Fullerton, so it's good to come back and check out what's going on campus and see all the students trying our little cakes and seeing our small business grow. Maybe they'll have small businesses in the future.
Don't worry, if you missed the farmers market this week, it's back every Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm Brandon Vicuna, reporting for OC News.
Speaking of farmers, the U.S. has suspended avocado imports from Mexico after a U.S. official was threatened. According to Mexico's agriculture industry, a USDA food inspector received a threatening call to his official cell phone with less product coming in. Avocado farmers in the U.S. are struggling to meet demand. Titan alum Kimberly Cruz, now at KSBY in the Central California coast, reports on this story.
The largest supplier of avocados to the U.S. is on pause. Mexico supplies 2.5 billion pounds of fruit to the U.S., while California harvests about 400 million pounds each year. Shanley Farms is one avocado producer located in Morro Bay. The president of the farm says he doesn't think the ban on Mexican avocado exports will last long because California avocado growers can't keep up with the demand.
The avocado industry is not set up to be able to provide as much avocados as the U.S. market demands without the Mexican supply.
The supply available in stores could take a hit.
If there's a hint that it's not going to get settled and could take as long as a month or a couple of months, you'll see prices skyrocket.
While this could seem like a good thing for local growers, Shanley believes it would just turn consumers away from the product.
That ultimately, it sounds like a good thing for a grower, but I don't want the price of guacamole in the Mexican restaurant that I'm gonna eat lunch in go to $25. Nobody will buy it.
On the other hand, something this will allow the community to turn their spending to local growers.
I think it's an opportunity for people to taste the difference of a local avocado.
Michael Wolf has been in the grocery business for 40 years and sells only locally produced and grown products. As soon as he heard the news, he knew exactly what he had to do.
Yeah, I got on the phone with my organic supplier and said, give me some Santa Barbara avocados at least to help, but certainly all USA stuff. And gosh, I got $1,200 of avocados coming tomorrow, and I'll still run out of these things, but they will be the best quality.
Reporting in Morro Bay, Kimberly Cruz, KSBY News.
Lots of news on this music scene. Alexis Rubik is here with the latest entertainment news.
Hey everyone, I'm Alexis Rubik, and today I'm bringing you the latest on your favorite K-pop girl group. Plus, things are heating up in the desert. I've got the hottest news on music's biggest event as Coachella is right around the corner. Last night, K-pop girl group Twice kicked off the North American leg of their 4th world tour at the Forum in Inglewood, California. The South Korean group was formed by JYP Entertainment in 2015 and found much success in Japan under Warner Music Japan before signing with Republic Records in the States in 2020 as part of their global promotion. The group has found much success among the influx of K-pop music hitting the United States, charting in the U.S. Billboard 200 in 2020 and 2021. You still have a chance to catch them tonight at the Forum, where the girl group will be performing their second sold-out show. One of the biggest events in music is back. The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival is starting in just a few weeks and has recently announced that they will not have a mask or vaccine mandate in place for festival goers. The event can bring up to hundreds of thousands of guests per day, and though they don't have a mask mandate in place now, Coachella organizers stated that these rules are subject to change depending on local mask and vaccine rules. This year's headliners are Harry Styles, Billie Eilish, and Kanye West, who now goes by Ye. The massive event is set to start on April 15 and will run through April 24. Stagecoach, another popular musical event, has announced that they will forego any mask or vaccine rules for their event. In other Coachella-related news, 2 headliners are caught in a feud. Billie Eilish recently halted one of her shows to help a fan struggling in the audience, briefly saying, "I wait for people to be okay before I keep going." Kanye West took this as Eilish attacking fellow rapper Travis Scott, demanding that the 20-year-old singer apologize to Scott, stating in an Instagram post that he would only perform at Coachella if she did so. Eilish responds on the same Instagram post by saying, "Literally never said anything about Travis, was just helping a fan." Many of the pop star's fans have come to her defense on West's now deleted Instagram post. That's all the entertainment news for today. See you next week. Sending it back to you guys.
A middle school class project that was lost at sea has been found over a year later, halfway across the world. The New Hampshire middle school class built a 6-foot vessel and packed it with the class artwork and goodies and set it to their time capsule for sale in October 2020. But during the capsule's journey, the GPS went silent, leaving no tracking on their project. Then 462 days later, the project was found by a 6th grader on a small Norwegian island 8,300 miles away. The capsule was brought to the Norwegian students class and opened to reveal all the treasures from the New Hampshire. That's it for tonight's show. OC News airs on Mondays and Wednesdays. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Titan TV CSUF. I'm Dulce Flores.
And I'm Alex Mora. Have a great night.